how dear was little Prahlad to the Supreme Lord. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna, who is teaching us how to be a devotee of Krishna. Through his devotees, he has taught the most important lessons for all time to come, for all people, of how we can actually become Krishna conscious. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, while he was living in Puri, every day he would go to the Tota Gopinath temple, where in the presence of Sri Gadadhar Pandit, who is Srimati Radharani, would discuss Srimad Bhagavatam. For at least 3 hours, Gadadhar Pandit would recite it, speak on it, and Lord Chaitanya would listen, and they would have discussions. And Vrindavan Das Thakur tells us that when they would speak about the subject of Dhruva Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj. Now, Prahlad Maharaj is a very long section of Srimad Bhagavatam. But when Gadadhar Pandit would read through it, and they would discuss it more and more, when it finally came to the end, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would say, "Read it again." He would read it, they would discuss it. When he came to the end, Mahaprabhu would say, "Read it again." Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he could not pass through this section of Bhagavatam with Prahlad without having it read and discussed at least 100 times before going to the next chapters. That was his taste for his devotee. And please understand, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was living in Puri at the Gambhira, he was relishing the deepest tastes of the love of Sri Radha in separation from Krishna. And yet, so much relishing in the company of Gadadhar, this beautiful story of the devotee Prahlad. One time in Puri, Vasudev Dutt, he expressed his desire to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He said, "For a long time I have had this desire. It's the only desire of my life. And you are Krishna, so I know that you can fulfill this desire." And then he said, "And if you can fulfill this desire, please grant me one benediction." Lord Chaitanya said, "Whatever you desire, Krishna must fulfill." Vasudev Dutt said, "I cannot tolerate seeing people suffering within this world. It breaks my heart. People who have forgotten you are suffering pleasures and pains, honor and dishonor, success and failure. For one who is actually Krishna conscious, the dualities which apparently are positive and negative are all different ways of suffering without loving devotional service to Krishna." Vasudev Dutt said, "Allow all the karma and all the sins of every living being in this entire universe to fall on my head. Let me suffer perpetually on their behalf and give them all liberation. This is the one desire I beg from you. Grant me this benediction." Now, sometimes, just to look poetic and compassionate and advanced, we may say things like this. But when you're face to face with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he'll take it very seriously. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Paramatma. He knows his motives, his heart. He genuinely desired only this. Hearing the compassion of Vasudev Dutt, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu cried. His voice faltered. He was practically speechless. To do that to God, to make him cry and speechless, that's a very, very incredible thing. And finally, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke. He said, "It is not surprising that you are asking for this benediction, because you are Prahlad Maharaj. And Krishna will certainly fulfill your wish. Just by your desire, everyone will be liberated, but you don't have to suffer." Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appreciated Vasudev Dutt so much because of this spirit of his compassion. In fact, it is described Vasudev Dutt, whatever he had, he would just give it away to people. So Lord Chaitanya had Shivananda Sain kind of take care of the financial, economic aspects of Vasudev Dutt's life, because otherwise he gives everything. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I am only Vasudev Dutt's man. I have come to this world only because of Vasudev Dutt. I am his property. Anywhere to anyone he wants to sell me, I am sold. Now this is like slavery. When you sell people, that's slavery. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in very nice words, is saying, I am Vasudev Dutt's slave. Anywhere he wants to sell me, I am sold. That is the extent Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was conquered by this spirit of compassion of Vasudev Dutt, which was the spirit of Prahlad.
You were listening to Radhanath Swami on thesacredconnect.com.